Well, hey, good evening, blessing out there, Facebook. Hey, it's your boy Rod Hickman, Generational Wealth Builders, where poverty ends with us. Listen, happy Saturday on this beautiful Saturday morning out there. And I pray that wherever you are, wherever you're listening to this it is a beautiful Saturday. And I hope that you're able to get out there and actually begin to get a little bit of that sunshine, blue skies out there. I know out here in the Mid-South where we are, it is just phenomenal. And we are definitely planning on getting out there and getting into some of that today. Well, listen, um, as you know, if you've been following us on this week, my wife and I have been out of town. We actually um, were in Orlando, Florida, and we went to our first business conference as a couple. And again, y'all see me out here, and y'all uh, hope that by now y'all know I am somewhat of a savage when it comes to business. But beside every savage is a lady savage, and so I was able to see and it joyed my heart. But I was able to see my wife start to transform, and it did my heart so good because if you know my wife, you know my wife is just sweet. She don't say too much. She's in the background. She's always smiling. Always willing to do something. And so me, I'm the savage, right? I'm the one out there. Just blah, right? Kind of that's who I am. That's how I roll. But I tell you this, on this week, I saw my wife transform, and we literally, it just kind of, um, yeah, I saw my wife transform. And so I don't want to talk too much about it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to let you hear from Lady Hickman on today, because I titled this one "The Power of Becoming a Power Couple." And so my wife, I'm going to invite her in here because I want you all to be able to hear from her and just kind of hear, what it is that she thinks as we talk about what we're doing here at Generational Wealth Builders. So, without any further ado, let me introduce to you all the Lady Savage, Lady Christy Hickman. Hey, baby, how you?
I'm good.
Yeah. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome to Generational Wealth Builders. So, listen. Um, I'm quite sure you probably heard what I was saying beforehand of how proud I am of you and of us for what we experienced this past week in Orlando. And I don't want to be the one doing all the talking. So, won't you just start off by telling, first of all, everybody a little bit about yourself? Let's just go from there.
Not really good at that. I am from Covington, Tennessee, born and raised here. Graduate of Covington High School. Um, we are a blended family. Of course, everyone knows my oldest was my son, who's no longer with us, and then our daughter Kalila, who's 16. Um, Pretty much family oriented. I'm always going to be behind the scenes. I want to support everyone else. I want to push everyone else. I want to see the best in everyone else. That's who I am, and I will do anything to help people get to that point. Um, and that's pretty much it about me.
Right. Wonderful. And that's so true. And that's kind of why I said, people see me out here and they're like, here we go again with this guy, right? And that's okay. I'm a bit of an alpha male. And so, a lot of people aren't really used to alpha men anymore. And again, that's okay. Um, but what I exhibited on this weekend and you or this week, and you can feel free to correct me if you disagree, but I saw a transformation in you. I saw where you begin to listen to some of the other leaders that are out there um, who are in this business of the financial services and how they're making, six figures. People making, $150,000 a month, and just being able to hear from those people. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, so from day one, it was a really great experience. I didn't understand what I was going into. So with that, I was very apprehensive. I'm always a person that sits back and I observe so much. I won't say much, but I'm looking for the what is it to this in this meeting. And so I really gained a lot of knowledge, which kind of gave me a push, so to speak, in being partnered with you in the business. Again, like I said, I've always been that spouse that supports 100%. And if it's something that I don't like, I have enough respect, to pull you to the side and be like, look, no, can't do this. But this week really did open up my eyes on a lot of things. It shed a lot of light in some areas of just my own personal life, and just looking down the road for us as a family unit, and looking down the road as for my family, my my family that's here in Tipton County and the surrounding areas. I did hear a lot about people's story. And I told my husband, we talked about it, I really didn't want to share our story per se in going and doing the business, but our story is a reality. So it really does need to be shared. And as I sat and I listened to people tell their stories, as how they were immigrants, and they came over here with nothing. Some lived in places that we wouldn't dare even go, and the struggle. And honestly, some of us, we think getting food stamps is a struggle, or living in the projects is a struggle, but their stories didn't measure up to what we call the struggle. It's not a struggle for us. So I was really humbled at the fact that now I'm looking at these people, and they had pictures to go along with what it was that they were telling us. So now my eyes are really open, and I'm like, wow, trying not to tear up because I am a crybaby and I'm very empathetic towards people in their situations. But again, I'm a woman of God, so I'm looking at like, wow, look at the power of God, and you can tell those individuals that were really sincere. The first thing was, I got to give God all the glory. This is nobody but God. I didn't make it here on my own. So that's my first thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm in the right place. So that was a plus for me. With that being said, I saw an opportunity for myself and also others that I'm connected to come into this business and be active. One young man, I think he was Nigerian, I'm not sure. The one story that was told was about how his dad did so much for his country, and even to this day his dad still has not received the proper burial, and that broke his heart, because again his dad was such a phenomenal person, and he stood out in his community, and he was the one that would probably pick those up that others didn't look on. So that kind of broke my heart, but he brought it home with, why do you do what you do?
That's
and
right.
Us being in partnership in the business is a good thing. It's nothing new to me because we're in partnership in marriage. We're in partnership in ministry, and we've been through the trenches in ministry. So it's nothing to me to come on board. I'm kind of excited, but I'm more excited to be able to encourage my people and the people of this community, and let us know that, look, the projects don't have to be your end.
That's right.
Like being a renter does not have to be your end. Working for someone does not have to be your end. Like, there's more to you than what you see. The other gentleman, his story was somewhat similar to what some of us could probably really, really, really recognize, or we could kind of see ourselves in his situation. His situation was, he was told that his culture don't do the financial industry business. And he turned around and made what was being told to him out of a lie.
That's right.
Now, us here in this community, us in America, as Americans, we tend to allow people to define us. Me personally, I was in a place where, I really, really cared about what people thought. I cared about how people said I should dress when I first got saved, because I was new and didn't understand that it wasn't about what I looked like. It was about my heart and my soul. So he turned around and he challenged the negativity that was spoken on his life. And I'm not a politician. I'm not anyone that, oh, go this, go that. I don't play the color thing. I don't play the race. I don't do that. That's not who I am. I love everyone.
That's my job.
But yeah, you can have that. But he basically he was told that, people of your ethnicity does not step into that arena. You won't succeed. You will not get far. So don't do it.
That's right.
And he dared what was said to him.
That's right.
To me, I know, and just me and you being in ministry, man, and all that we've been through and the stuff that people said and the lies that were, thrown out there or whatever, even the things that, those that say they love you say behind your back. Everybody don't really love you. I'm sorry.
That's right.
But God has put us in a place where he's allowed us to be here, and he's taken us there.
That's right.
Who's to say tomorrow won't be a different story? But we've been there. That's right. Is what I'm saying. And through it all, it wasn't easy. But that young man's story kind of it really ignited something in me, because we've been told, the ministry won't make it. If you start that ministry. We've been told that, you have to have, or, because we're such a small congregation, and I know this is not about the ministry, but it's our story. So we've been told, that the little things that we're doing won't suffice. They won't stand. But even to that, and without, even talking about the business portion of what we're doing now, the Lord has truly blessed us, to the point to where we're getting ready to pay our church off with a handful of members, nobody but God. So we challenged what people told us in that area. Why not challenge what they're saying about this little 2-office business called Generational Wealth Builders, or Savages Only, which is our brand. Why not challenge that and step out there and educate our people, educate people that don't know much about the financial side of things. All they know is, I got to pay that light bill, got to pay that water bill, got to pay that rent, or else I'm going to get out. Why not educate people and let them know that, what, you can do better than this. And this is not the end of you, but you have to have a desire to see down the road.
That's right.
I challenge that even in young women. I challenge that in our young men. I challenge that in single parents. I challenge that in married couples. I challenge that ideology that you're going to always work for somebody, or that, this is as far as you're going to go. I don't believe that. So it's done a lot for me. I know I've said a lot, and I'm praying that someone will hear and be challenged to reach out and say, hey, tell me a little bit more about that. And if anybody knows, I don't jump at the first thing. I'm not that person that can be pushed or swayed into doing anything. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. And that's it. So
that's right. And that's phenomenal. You said a whole lot. And, again, like I say, with all those people that were there, and all the ones that were talking, um, you know, we all heard different things. We all heard different things that impacted us in a different manner. A lot of people may not know this about me, but I'm always thinking 3 and 4 moves ahead. I'm always looking down the road and saying, if we do this, how is this going to impact? If we do this, how is this going to impact? How can we help people grow? And one of the people that I appreciated, I think it was Mr. Del Toro. I think that was his name. But when he got up and talked about the housing market and, and how he was big in real estate, even showed how, as an immigrant, he came here and worked his way up, to the point where, he was able to build a life for his family in the real estate industry. And he talked about, and because again, I'm a numbers guy, I look at numbers and I take numbers to transform those numbers into, it produces a history, if I can say it like that. And so when he began to talk about that and talked about how, because I hear a lot of people say, well, I'm going into real estate and I'm going into this and I'm going into that. And anytime I hear someone saying, I'm going into real estate, I'm always a little mystified because just like he posted those statistics, I've been saying that the whole while. I've been saying that, the housing market is headed towards another bubble. It's headed towards another crash. People that have come to me and said, well, I'm going into real estate. Again, I'm not saying that for people that are out there, because I have friends that are in real estate, and we are in the market to move. But even so much so, with the interest rates continuing to go up, I know we've had to pump the brakes and say, now, we're not finna just jump out there for the sake of jumping. We want to make sure that when we jump with the right mode, the right intention. So let me ask you this question. So for someone that's out there, and again, with this being your literal first business, and I know you're still in the learning phase, but how confident are you that you're going to be able to be successful in this business?
I'm at this point, I'm very confident. Like I said, when I was sitting in the meeting, my mind started doing this. Oh, I got this cousin, I got, this situation. Oh, my sibling, my mom. It just started, the wheels start turning, and then it started, just like dots start connecting, like all the people that you're tied to, their situations, even in ministry, or those that you work alongside in ministry. Like, you have a wide net of people that you can help. And don't get it twisted, I'm gonna do this business, but there's a lot more that can be done with reaching those people, and I'm gonna do that. I am.
And that's good. And then I think that's important, because what happens is, and I've said this a lot of times with other people and other guests that I've interviewed, right? People love talking themselves into a dream that they don't necessarily put into motion to bring to pass, right? And now, for example, like, there are a lot of people that I've heard say, well, yeah, I'm about to start studying my real estate license. Okay. But not knowing what goes into that, and how potentially going into that real estate industry, what he showed, you can be up to 6 months without a check, and how many people can actually sustain that, in a saturated market. And I think he gave the numbers. I think he was saying they're in the Florida area, and he was saying like it's almost 8,000 properties, but you got 20,000 agents. So that's again an oversaturation.
Right.
So what that means,
not enough to sell, not enough property to sell, and you got all of these licensed real estate agents.
Absolutely. So now, you'll have a famine, and I kind of
Right.
call that the vulture mentality, right? A lot of the times people love getting into something when they see everybody doing it, right? Because
Mhm.
they feel like there's safety in numbers, so they'll get into it, but you won't make the money, right? Because and it's kind of like a vulture, right? The last vulture there may not eat, right? And so what we want to make sure of, and what again, where I'm really, really super proud of you, is that you're getting in at a point now where this landscape is wide open. Tipton County, Lauderdale, Haywood, Fayette County, all of these counties are wide open. And so as we're here and as we're getting ready to push forward with our plans, I said all this to say you're going to experience more success that's going to encourage you to stay in business than a lot of those people who they get into these fields because they're like, oh, it's glamorous and all you have to do is sell two houses. That's all you have to do because people always have to have a house and this,
Mhm.
that, and the other. But, again, at the same time, when and we've seen this, right? That the land that we look at, we look at it, we call a realtor, say, well, hey, let us go take a look at it. And by the time it's a
Right.
contract on it, right? So it's so competitive. And I'm often, I guess I can frame the question this way. What would you say to someone who wants to do something, who wants to get into a business? How would you encourage somebody to get into something that is not as saturated with people, but to try something else? What advice would you give them?
Well, my first thing would be I would ask, how do you see yourself 5 years from now? What are your goals? What are your aspirations? What are your dreams? Because you have to know the way a person's thinking before you approach the whole situation. And like I said, even for me, I have a lot of gifts that I can use, but I've never jumped out there because I didn't want to start something and then stop it. I didn't want to start something and then, okay, everybody's selling plates, everybody's making t-shirts, everybody's doing hair. And then now I'm out
Right.
because there's somebody that always does what you do better, or with more passion. So my thing would be, first question is, hey, wouldn't you want to be the one to make the difference in your family? How do you see yourself making a difference in the life of your siblings or in the life of your mother and your father, those that struggle to get you where you are? That would be my first take from that. One of the young men again, the same young man that was told you can't do was the same young man that was able to build a 10-bedroom house for his parents.
That's right.
So not looking at, all the money that can be made. I want to change the poverty mindset. I want to change that you'll never be in the young men and young women in this community, people my age, those that don't see themselves, going any further than where they are. That's what I want to change. Again, like I said, I'm all in. I'm willing to give of myself so that someone else can be great. It's never about us, always. Again, we represent PHP, people helping people.
That's right.
What a great company to be a part of, because again, in ministry, that's what we do. So we're in a good market to do that. And again, like, it's my desire that someone else could see themselves doing something that could change their whole family's life
Mhm.
down the road, and not just 10 years down the road, like soon. Soon. So
That's right. So, again, and you bring up PHP, and I say this to say, in the financial services arena,
mhm.
there are a lot of people that are competing for the title of well, we're doing this, but then there can only be one that actually makes it, that has a system that's set up and designed to help you succeed. And for me, I've not seen a better system than PHP. I've worked with a couple of the other agencies out there, but what I can tell you is PHP, by far, the platform itself is conducive to growth. And so, with that being said, I'm super what's the word I want to use? I'm super encouraged that what you're saying. And again, even though you've been somewhat exposed to it because I've been doing it, but now you're part of the insider group. So now, as we're preparing ourselves to really just go on, we're preparing to go on our marketing director run. We're preparing to go on to do great things to really help families in this area. Another thing that I really wanted to bring up was the amount of women that are leaders in this business. And I know right now that, everybody is all this and women this and women. I get that, right? But I hate when someone does something just to be, as they say, a token, right?
Right.
I want to hear that you have what it takes and that you deserve that position. Whether you be man, woman, black, white, I don't care.
Right.
I want to make sure that the person that's in that position is the person who actually deserves to be there. And I don't know about you, but I got so much value out of Sheena's Apollo. and just how she has that savage attitude, right? Where, and again, with one family, right? With one family, but
Right.
I understand now why, why MSM is doing what it's doing, right? I understand that. But the same matter is they gave us the secret sauce. So tell me about the one that you took the most from.
It would have been Sheena. Sheena reminded me a lot of my sister, who's always been competitive. Like, I'm not that person. I'm like, okay, you can have it. But my sister that's right behind me, she's always been a go-getter. Like, you're not going to tell her she can't do it.
That's
and
right.
So I watched her play every sport. I watched her as, at times my mom didn't have a vehicle to get to her games. She got to her games.
That's right.
She caught rides, and, she made friends, and she wasn't gonna allow you to tell her she couldn't do it. And so I say she was like the person that stood out because she reminded me so much of my sister.
Right.
And her desire to just like get out there, and you're not gonna tell me that I'm not gonna do, it was really, it was something to see. And it was also encouraging, the fact that she gave a lot of information, and then she also added that mother's touch on what she presented. So that go-getter mindset was really good. I enjoyed all the women thoroughly. I just took a lot from her because, again, like I said, I saw my sister in her.
That's right.
But every woman that came across the stage had something encouraging to say, something empowering to say. And the one thing that I really do love about this company is that, man, everybody wins. There's no,
That's right.
no, we're going up, so you're going up.
That's right.
I love that. That's our mindset in ministry. We always tell people, look, the pastor and his wife are not the only ones that should be blessed. So we show, in leading, in our giving, right?
Yes.
That, look, this is the way to be blessed, and everybody wins. Again, I don't want to use it like that, but that's the truth, So that was a great takeaway for me. But yeah, her competitiveness, and I'm not even that person, but I was like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, and I think that's where uh why I think that meeting was transformative. Because I am competitive. I'm extremely competitive.
Too much.
Uh, probably have, yeah, absolutely. But I was also equipped with some tools. I was equipped with some tactics to actually be able to increase my overall efficiency. Like Chris Hart. Again, blown away by Mr. Hart, and just how his perspective is to stay humble, is to stay hungry. How he talked about how building a culture, and how that's important. I mean, and the fact of, in their base shop, in their office, they have Bible study. So they have
Yes.
Bible study
Yeah.
after they have a business overview meeting. And again, I know not everybody, is like that, but when that's for them to be doing the type of business that they're doing, for them to be the leaders in the company, for him to be on the chairman's council, but yet still keeping God first.
Right. Right.
That for me
Yeah.
was paramount, and just looking at some of the things that we were able to learn from them, to hear from Rodolfo, again, here's an immigrant who
Yeah.
who came to this country and unable to understand English, but wanting something better. And
Right.
that was probably for me the continued tone of the meeting. If you
Right.
want something better, you can have it. And we talked about how he worked as a security guard
Right. Right.
at Sears. And now here it is, some 10, 12 years later. He drives Lambos and Maseratis.
Yeah, that was, again, like I said, that whole transformation. Again, it's not about, the wealth. It's about changing your family's life forever.
That's right.
Leaving a legacy. And then, a lot of people, it was told to us on yesterday, and by the way, like everywhere we went, you were like prospect, which is something that was given to us in the meeting. Look, you should always be doing this. But I got to see it in action yesterday. It's not hard. But something that I really, like I said, took away from that is, changing my family's life.
That's right.
This won't just affect the Hickman household.
That's
It's
right.
gonna affect everybody that's attached to the Hickman household. Like I said, so it's a big thing to me. Yeah, one day, we'll have that same, if not better, testimony of what God did.
Well,
With
well.
us, for us through this avenue. So I'm excited about it. One of the other things that was said, and this is just a personal encounter that we had on yesterday, it was said, and I think a lot of people think like this, but it's wrong thinking. It was said that, I view life insurance as something that you pay for, but you never need it.
Right.
That's not true. That's not true. Because we're not gonna be here forever. And the one thing you and I have always said was that we don't want to leave our children out there with the debt that we created, or it's not fair to them. So I think that's a misnomer. We need to get that mindset change. We need to change our way of thinking when it comes to that. And another thing, and I know I'm probably ahead of what you're about to say next, but while I'm on that avenue, it's kind of disheartening that we can buy the Jordans. And those Jordans are, I paid for Jordans, so I know after I paid that $200 something, I was like, I got these. I am not gonna do that. That's like a bill that can be paid. But they got the shoes, and that was it. After that, they had to earn that money. But we can pay for that. And you know, man, a PlayStation 5, that's what, $500-$600? I don't know because I'm not a gamer, but life insurance, you can pay under $100. Why not insure your children?
Yep.
Why not? You know, again, like I said, we never thought in a million years that we would bury one of our children.
That's right.
But life happened. God made us the example. And I'm here to tell you, you know, that as a parent, you don't want that stigma of not being able to bury your child a proper way.
That's
You
right.
don't. You don't want to be that person that had to put a GoFundMe up and you're driving a Mercedes Benz.
That's right. That's right.
You don't want to be that person who had the best dressed child in school and then life happened and you're having to borrow from a family member that you can't stand. You don't want to be that person. So with that being said, you know, these are the things that you know we'll be educating people on. These are the things that need to be said, need to be heard. These are the things that will change your life once you're educated on it. So like I said, I'm excited. And I'm ready to run. So for my people, you'll be hearing from me.
Well, you know, but you know, baby, and that's the beautiful thing about this, right? Because, you know, yesterday I had a conversation with the gentleman, and the problem is, so again, what I really try to convey to people is that I don't sell life insurance. I don't.
No.
What I do is I educate people on what's available for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you think about the concept of somebody selling you something, that means I'm trying to convince you that, you know, you need this thing, you know, and you got to have this thing, right? It's got to be this thing because I didn't get a benefit from you getting this thing, right? That's why I don't sell life insurance. But what I work to do is educate people on what's available to protect your family, right? To protect you for retirement, to protect you, you know, as you get older, to protect you, God forbid, if something happens. So when we change our perspective of it, then people can, I believe, people will accept the value of it in a much different manner. And because educated people, in my opinion, make informed decisions. That's my concept of why what I like to do is educate people on what's available. So I'm talking to a gentleman yesterday, and we're talking and chatting, and we're like, hey man, you know, I'm like, well, you know, yeah, do life insurance and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, you know, are you insured? He's like, well, yeah, I got life insurance. And again, this is a business owner. So we know that he is a viable entity in his household budget.
That's right.
So he says to me that he has $15,000 worth of life insurance. I was like, say what? $15,000 worth of life insurance, and what he paid for that. I simply went in, ran one illustration, and showed him how I can get 10 times the amount of life insurance for $6 more a month. So I'm saying that to say it's about educating people.
Right, educating people.
Already been sold on life insurance. Right. Not been beneficial. So what we're doing here is educating people on what's actually available. You bring up about the child insurance. You know, how many times have, you know, we seen, you know, little baby such and such is, it's come down with whatever the case may be, and now we need to do a GoFundMe because that baby has cancer. Well, guess what? There's a life insurance policy that as long as your baby is over 14 days old, there's a life insurance policy that has the accelerated benefit rider that, again, for the life of this policy, if that baby is diagnosed with a critical a chronic or a terminal illness or injury, you have access to that death benefit while that baby's alive.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this is why the model that we use is more about education.
That's right.
When you're informed, you make informed decisions. You make
That's right.
decisions that will benefit your family. To your point, how many children, are dying now, right? And again,
Daily.
little Pookie had, the Jordans,
Right.
but even more personal, when we think about and talk about Laurent,
Mm-hmm.
I think about how, I thank God that we were blessed enough that we didn't need a life insurance
We
policy
didn't even need it. Yeah.
to memorialize him. That's not everybody's story.
Right. Right.
But the thing being is that the emotional impact from it is that the life insurance policy has given us the ability that if we need to take time off, we can.
Right.
We didn't have to go right back to work. We had options to be able to deal with our grief. And a lot of parents don't have these options. A lot of parents are living check to check.
Right.
So something tragic happens, God almighty, they got to get right back after them 3 days up, or they expend all their vacation, or they have to take FMLA. But again, because you don't have anything coming in to supplement, now that's going to impact your standard of living. And that in itself is tragic. And so that's why, again, our goal as far as the generational wealth builders is not to sell you life insurance. I'm not here to sell you nothing, because I know that people end up with buyer's remorse, 100%. And what's buyer's remorse? Think about a time, you went to the store, you went to a car, and somebody said, well, hey, man, I got this, that, and other, or hey, don't you want this? And you're like, no, not. You're like, oh, but can't you see it's a good deal? And, oh, sit down in it. Oh, feel it. Oh, you sure look sharp in that. And you're like, well, yeah, I do look kind of fly in this here, right? And then you buy it. And then once you have it, now you're like, about 2-3 weeks later, you're like, I didn't even need this, right?
My Jeep.
Huh?
The Jeep that I bought.
That your husband told you, you violated the good cop, bad cop rule while you had that Jeep and why you stuck. But yeah, absolutely, right? So it wasn't that the Jeep was a bad vehicle. It was just that you bought it in emotion.
Right.
You bought it on a hype. And
it was cute. Yeah.
And when you do stuff like that, you now begin to have that negative connotation to it. Yeah. However, that's why here, what we're working on is making sure that people understand. And I believe the fact that we're not desperate,
right?
For people to do it. We want people to do it. We want people to be protected. We want people to protect their retirement. We want people to do these things. But as far as being desperate, like we have to make a sale in order to keep the lights on, we're far from that, fam. No. And that's why I'm so, another reason why I'm so glad that you are a part of this business, because we need that softer side. I know people are probably like, here he go again, here this guy go again, but I'm again so proud of you and how now as you are a part of it, and you've been a part of it, and again, and then I can say this: you've never been that negative spouse. I can say that you've never been that one. Man, why you doing this? Man, why you doing that? The late nights, at the office grinding. You've never done that. But every time you've always came and saw about me, and what's going on. You good? And things of that nature. So now, as we continue to grow. That's what we're going to do. So let me shift gears real quick. So, and again, it was a surprise for us. But, when we got there, we found out that we were sitting in the VIP section. We found that because we qualified, we, how did that feel? Just let me leave it right there. How did, tell me about that.
I mean, it was actually good. Again, I'm not super psych type person, but that was really good. I was able to like not have to look over everybody, just to, focus on what the people were saying as they came up. I was just, I mean, it was really, really good. Again, it was a surprise because I was like, okay, I'm always up front because I'm a pastor's wife. Let me chill in the back. And they were like, no, you're up front. So I'm like, okay, God. Okay.
Yep.
God got a sense of humor.
Yep.
But again, it was good. Got to meet good people. I got to see the level of competitiveness firsthand, which is, it was fun competition. No negative, tear down, blah blah. It was all fun, and that's something that I can be a part of.
That's right.
So it was good. I really enjoyed it.
That's right. That's right. Hey, Anidra, how you doing? I see you out there. God bless. Um,
I
yeah,
mean,
I need you now, Anidra. You were one of our first agents now, so I'm gonna be getting with you about yeah. I'm gonna be
she had a
getting
wide neck.
yeah,
She
yeah,
has a wide neck. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think it's Anidra, is it or whatever? I
He's
know.
so petty.
Love you
He's
so
so
much.
petty.
Love you so much,
We
sis.
love you.
But yeah, that's where we are, as far as that VIP, just being able to really be able to just connect with people,
Yeah.
again, and have those conversations with people, that are um, that have made it right from each of their different backgrounds. It was just good to just see that. Now we're gonna get ready to bring this on in, and you know I really want to talk a little bit more about what we're going to do here, and how um, we want to find more people that can come and hear about this opportunity. And I'll kind of say, that. Yeah, yeah, I got you, Nina. Yeah, for sure. But
She's
uh,
so funny.
yeah, but ultimately, what we're gonna do here at Generational Wealth Builders, and I know that I left there feeling more determined, right?
Right,
Um,
right.
I'm already encouraged. I was encouraged beforehand, but now I guess I'm more determined to succeed. And now that I have my squeeze with me, um, I can't tell you um, I can't tell you how the feeling of, as they say, breakthrough. I feel that. I feel like breakthrough is right there. I feel like our coming up is right there upon us. And so that's going to, that's creating already some logistical challenges. And those logistical challenges are we're going to need a bigger location, right? We're going to need more locations. And I'm just super excited about the plans that we have to, grow this business. Some of the things that we're looking to do to make it entertaining for people to learn about financial literacy. April is Financial Literacy Month, and I found that more people will spend more time scrolling and watching reels than they will about learning how to change the tide of generational wealth in their families, in their communities. So, what are some of the things that you would like to do here and you plan on doing in order to bring this forward? What are some of those things?
I'm gonna start one within my immediate family. I think just like a family game night, offer some information, get the wheels turning in their heads. One thing about me, everybody know I love to feed people. I love to cook, so it's nothing like a good old dominoes game and being able to say, hey, y'all, just give us 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and just listen to this, want to leave with you something. And then, even in the ministry arena, some of the first ladies that I'm tied to and attached to that trust me, you'll be hearing from me because you have a wide net as well. Something about being in ministry, when people die, they expect the church because brother such and such or mother such and such was, a faithful member or they were a come and go member. They expect the church to step up. So, we want to make sure that families are one, informed, and two, protected. So those first ladies will be hearing from me. I'm not looking for a business opportunity. We're good. We're good. Financially, we're good. Not looking to make my name great. The Bible already, it's clear on that your gift will make room for you and hey, bring you before great men. We're good on that. But I do want to help. And I want to use the gift that God has placed in me to reach others and to inform others and to help other people come from that level of poverty that they're in. Man, wouldn't it be great if you can look at this 10 years down the road and be like, what, that was for me and I received it and look at where I am now. So people be, you'll be hearing from me again. I'm not a big social media person, but guess what? That was one of the takeaways. Get yourself out there, let it be known what you're doing so that people can, get involved or it'll pique people's interest. So you guys will be seeing me on social media. I know you guys see, you see enough of my husband, but you'll be seeing me on social media. So those are some of the things that I plan to really use. I just want to say, as far as the meeting was concerned, again, it was a great meeting. And, oftentimes you can be tied to certain organizations. You can be tied to certain people. And because they're so high up, you don't have direct access to them. It's twofold because while I was there, I saw the CEO of the company do something that I saw my leader, Bishop Wright, do. And when he did that, automatically, I was like, oh my God, I couldn't see anybody but Bishop Wright because he's always a great leader. He's always led from the front. He's always a giver. And all he expect really is your faithfulness, man. Right. But I saw that in him. So now I'm like, okay, God, I get it.
That's right.
This is us. This is where we need to be. This man, is just like, hey, you just got a baby. This is what I'm gonna do. You came out and didn't have to. And I was like, what? That's someone with a big heart. He's not looking at his company, he's looking at his people.
That's right.
Another thing is, again, being in a big organization and being tied to certain people, we're good at throwing people's names out there. We're good at, president this, first lady that, but man, we were able to shake hands with, stand and talk to for 5 or 10 minutes with our leaders. Yep. You don't get that. Shout out to, our team leaders. They brought us up to their hotel room. People don't do that.
That's right.
They brought us up to their hotel room and gave us lunch, something we didn't have to run out and do. And for me, honestly, I was leery about going into the meeting. And then the 21st just so happened to be one of the days that, we were there. So again, I'm in the meeting, but I'm not in the meeting because I'm thinking about, my son is 4 months on the 21st. So even the love that was shown, as a result of, what we've been through, it spoke volumes. So, I'm very grateful for our team. I'm very grateful for being able to talk to them. I'm not good at names, but the Reyes's, you're greatly appreciated. Vargas's, you're really appreciated, and we really enjoyed ourselves.
Absolutely, yeah. And shout out to Coach Renee and Dalila Reyes out there, and TMB out there in the Woodlands, Texas. Big shout out to them. And again, that's what I'm saying. It's about family, and I often hear and have heard that statement that the family that prays together stays together. Uh, but I think even also with that, not all family is blood. And I
That's true.
think that when you find an organization that takes on the model of a family,
Family unit. Mm-hmm.
you get that same blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it really was. It was a phenomenal meeting. Well, let's go ahead on and bring this to a close. Again, it's your boy Rod Hickman, generational wealth builder, and here we have Lady Savage, Christy Hickman, and I hope y'all have enjoyed what she has said here. Listen, we have some good things about to pop off. You're going to be seeing here within the next couple of weeks, where we are about to move forward with our commercial. We're getting ready to do a social media commercial. We are not playing with them out here. And I talked with some of the people in the community yesterday, and we're looking for people that want to be a part of it. So if you just want to get out there and be a part of this, it's commercial, and I'm going to tell you, it is going to go viral. So shout out to Masonite Digital Marketing, whom we're working with. And he's going to help us get together. And I have a few people, and we talked about it a little bit last night. We had dinner with some people that we're again getting ready to really stretch out. And we're looking for people that want to be a part of it. Now, let me say this, and you probably say, man, something's wrong with you. But here's my heart, and I always want you to know where I'm coming from. We're not begging anyone to do this, right? We're not begging you to insure your family. We're not begging you to look at your retirement plan and make sure that your retirement plan is going to be there for you, that you have something that you're going to continue to live the life you want to live off on. We're not begging you for that. We're not begging you to get out of debt. We're not begging you to accept any of the products that we have. We're not begging you to come and be an agent. However, if you want change, again, I said something the other night about trajectory. You own your own trajectory. Nobody else does. No, the job didn't get. It's your fault. I didn't get the promotion. I'm still in the same place. Why? Is it because you're looking flat? Are you still looking at your situation like somebody's going to hand me something? Or are you willing to change your trajectory and say, look here, if I want to get up out this barrel, I've got to go up. Well, I don't have a distance. It doesn't matter. We told you about an immigrant that came here, two of them, as a matter of fact, that are multimillionaires that came here not knowing a word of English, that are now multimillionaires. Why? Because they wanted better. They saw the opportunity to have better, and they went for it. And I'm just going to tell you, I think Wayne Gretzky was the one who made that statement that said, you are going to absolutely miss 100% of the shots that you do not take. Absolutely. 100% you are going to miss them because you never took them. And sitting back waiting on something and waiting on someone to come, publish a clearinghouse to pull up, it's not going to happen.
Powerball.
It's not going to happen. You are going to have to make a decision to change your financial trajectory. If you say, I want my children to have a better life,
right.
You are going to have to do something different. Now, I'm not telling you, and I'm not asking you to walk away from your job and do this, because this is our part-time business.
Right.
Our part-time hustle is treating us like this. All we're talking about is our part-time hustle. Our part-time hustle is allowing us to live this life of luxury. And so that's why I'm not begging it. I'm not going to beg anyone to come and be a part of this. We welcome you If you want that, and that's the only reason, that's the only thing I leave with you. If you want better, if you're willing to work on it, if you're willing to invest in yourself, we're willing to work with you. We're willing to train you. We're willing to show you. We're willing to connect you with people. We're willing to brainstorm. We've already created this office. That's what it's for. And like I said, we're already starting to look out now because we just anticipate an explosion in this area, right? We anticipate an explosion where people are going to be like, you know what, man, I got to be a part of that. Give me some of that. And when they come, we want to make sure that they have a home. And so we're already working on that. But we're looking for those that want to partner with us. You know, I'll say this as I get ready to get off, but we're going to another convention in August. And, you know, if what we got from this convention in 2 days is any indication of what we'll get in those 4 days of this other convention, man, I don't know. I don't know if I can stand it. But just some of the people that are going to be there. And I'll start posting that throughout here in a little bit. But you know, I think about that we're gonna hear from people like Layla Ali, you know, daughter of the great Muhammad Ali. You know, we're gonna hear from her, you know. And I love when I found out something throughout the years that broke folk talk about broke folk stuff. Right? Broke folk talk about drama. They talk about the club. They talk about the bundles. They talk about the eyelashes. They talk about, you know, what broke folk talk about. They talk about getting bottles. They talk about, you know, the same old same that does not add any stature to their wealth. Doesn't add anything to their asset column. But I found out what wealthy folk do is information share. And as a part of that information sharing, it grows, it raises the harbor, it allows those that are not anchored to mediocrity, it allows them to raise and go higher. And that's what I appreciate the most about this train the trainer convention that we just went to, as well as looking forward to big event and how at big event we are going to hear from some of the best and brightest, and there's just a diverse cast of people that are going to be there. And I'll just go ahead and let the cat out the bag. I am super excited that Shaquille O'Neal is gonna be there. I can't wait to hear from Shaquille O'Neal. Why? Because I've watched Shaquille O'Neal grow. I've watched Shaquille O'Neal go from being drafted from LSU, you know, to going and making it and being one of the top and most respected entrepreneurs out there. I watch that. And so now to be able to be in the same building that he is, again, with an opportunity potentially to meet with him, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And so I'm super stoked about that. You know, I'm super stoked because, again, wealthy folk do wealth sharing. Poor folk, they talk about the same thing. They talk about the same football game. Man, if you would have hit that block, man, I would have got free and I would have been gone. And we could have went to state and everything else. Come on, Al Bundy and Pole Pie. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. We don't, you know, you can't still be living back there.
Right.
People are. And so it's time for people. And that's who Generational Wealth Builders wants to attract, people who want better. Not people who want to settle for anything, but people that want better. And when you see better, you're like, okay, my hard work got my family this. So
Right.
what if I amp it up a little bit more? What if I amp it up a little bit more? What if I amp it up a little bit more? So yeah, so we're super excited about that. Well, listen, my love, it is always good to see you, but I'm so proud of you now because you're glowing, girl. You know, and let everybody see your shirt now. You can officially wear that. You know, normally be wearing my shirt. Yeah, you are an entrepreneur. That's right. All right. Yeah, you are. You normally wear my shirt. Now, you can officially wear that because you are an entrepreneur. All right, listen, it's your boy Rod Hickman. So glad to have been here with you all today. Thank you all that have listened. Thank you all that have commented. We appreciate you so much. Again, if you want to know more about this, go to our website, Generational Wealth Building with Rod Hickman.com. It's literally that easy. Or inbox us, either myself or my wife. If you have some questions, comments, or concerns, we can set up some opportunities to really do some more information sharing. I do want to let you know that this Monday night, we are having an exclusive business overview meeting here in our office this Monday night at 6:30. So if you're in the area, and it's invitation only, so you have to reach out to us either by Facebook, by text, or by going online and registering at my website. Again, Generational Wealth Building with Rod Hickman.com. And we're having that business overview meeting. So you may say, hey, man, I just want to come see what you're talking about. Again, we want you here. We're going to have some light refreshments. And so, again, we want as many as want to be here. We want you to be here. And so, again, so looking super excited about what's going on. Again, I just want to say this. I'm not asking you to leave your day job. I'm not asking you to leave your day job. What I am asking you to do is that if you will give yourself, if you're willing to invest for yourself a few hours of each day to build yourself, I'm telling you right now that we can help you change the trajectory of your family. We can help you change the way your family and the way your finances are. All right. It's your boy Rod Hickman, Generational Wealth Builder, where poverty ends with us. And remember, poverty starts here. So if we can change this, we can change your situation. Y'all have a good day, and may the Lord bless you. Take care.